After pressing the menu button, select Sheen Edit and press Enter. You will see a list of options. Common. Press Enter and you can edit the global Sheen volume, the tempo for the internal rhythm and the loop tones, and the voice reserve for each zone. The voice reserve is very useful when it happens that you play more notes than the maximum polyphony. In this case, the higher values of voice reserve gives the priority to the chosen zone. Zone Edit. Press Enter and you can edit many parameters. First, you can select the part you want to work on by choosing among these three buttons: upper 1, upper 2, and lower. Remember that with these three buttons, you can mute or demute the parts. With a fixed light, the part is off. Press the button to make it flash, and the part is on. Just scroll up and down with the up and down arrow buttons to select a parameter and edit it with the decrease and increase buttons. In the end of the page, you can also set the status for all controllers, knobs, wheels and pedals. As you can see, there is another editing page. Just press the right arrow button and you enter the screen to adjust the parameters used to control external devices via MIDI. Key Touch. Press Enter and you can edit the parameters related to the Sheen keyboard touch. Remember that with a light or super light setting, you reach the fortissimo with a less forceful touch than usual. On the contrary, with a heavy or super heavy setting, you have to play harder to reach the fortissimo. With the velocity offset, you can set a value in between your playing velocity and the touch curve. For example, if you set a value of +9, the touch sensitivity becomes heavier. The next parameter is switching between real, your playing is dynamic and it follows your touch, and the fixed value you would like to set as velocity, regardless of your keyboard touch. This is very useful, for example, when you play with organ sounds. With the velocity delay sensibility, you set a delay between your playing the keys and the time the sound is produced. If you increase the value, the sound is delayed when playing very soft. If you decrease the value, the sound is delayed when you play very hard. With the velocity key follow sensibility, you can differentiate the key touch according to the keyboard zone you are playing. Increasing the value, the touch becomes heavier in the upper part and lighter in the lower part. Adjusting the key off position, you set the exact moment for the key off. Standard reproduces the conventional piano's behavior. Deep is perfectly fitting with electric pianos, in which the key off can be deeper. Assign. Press Enter and you can assign different functions to the controllers: pedal, wheel, and knob. Please refer to the specific videos to know in details how to operate. Zone Sound. Press Enter and you can edit many parameters. First, you select the part you want to work on by choosing among these three buttons: upper 1, upper 2, and lower. There are different pages. You can scroll them using the left and right arrow buttons. From the very left one, you can choose the effect to be assigned to the tone color knob and the level of the effect. Consider you can adjust these values for each part independently. Use the arrow buttons to enter another page. Here you can decide if these parameters follow the tone default setting, or you can change them according to your taste. For example, if you need to set a different portamento time for upper 1, first just select On to activate the portamento and then adjust the portamento time. Use the arrow buttons to enter another page. Here, you can specify again if the pitch bender wheel follows the tone default setting or your setting. Use again the arrow buttons to enter another page. Here, you can control many sound parameters to adjust the character and the behavior of the sound. Use again the arrow buttons to enter another page. Here, you can adjust in details the scale temperament and assign it to the system setting or to every single sheen setting. Apart from our equal temperament system, you can find already other temperaments, or you can completely customize your scale, changing the pitch for every single note of the scale. This can be useful to play Oriental music, where we can find detuned keys. Zone effects. Press Enter and you can work on the effects to be assigned to every single part. Use the left and right buttons to see the different pages. Here you can work with a powerful parametric EQ for every single part, upper 1, upper 2 and lower. Use the arrow buttons to enter another page. Here you can set up a different effect for each part. First, you have to disable the follow tone effect function by selecting off. Doing this, you can choose the effect you like. After choosing, if you press Enter, you can adjust all the effect parameters. Sheen effects. Press Enter and you can work on the effects to be assigned to the whole sheen. This effect will be added to the ones you already set for every single part. Use the left and right buttons to see the different pages. Here you can control the sympathetic resonance, very useful for piano sounds. Use the arrow buttons to enter another page. Here you can choose the main sheen effect and the amount of this effect to be sent to the system chorus or to the system reverb. After choosing the effect, if you press Enter, you can adjust all the effect parameters. Use the arrow buttons to enter another page. Here, you can decide if the sheen main effect follows the reverb system setting or you can customize it with your setting. Also here, after choosing the effect, you can press Enter to adjust all the effect parameters. If you want to save your setting, use the right button and select Sheen or System. Enter and with the arrow button select Right, then Enter again to confirm.